Welcome, friends, to Crazy Women Country, where women's voices matter. We bring you the latest and greatest female voices in the industry, from artists and songwriters to producers and managers and all women in between. Welcome, friends, to Crazy Women Country. I'm Donna.
I'm Paula, and today we have Stephanie Ryan with us. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Fantastic.
Wonderful.
Really good. Really good. So, tell us, what have you been doing in this crazy year that has been 2020?
It sure has been crazy, right?
It's been mad.
Funny thing, once we hit into COVID, I mean, prior to that, we were all kind of living our normal daily lives. And then COVID hit, and I realized that I couldn't be doing the lives that everybody else was doing online, whether it was Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, all of those, because I didn't play guitar. And that was massively frustrating, just in a sense of I always wanted to, but you pick up the guitar, you play a little, you suck, and you put it down because you're just aggravated. So it took me a while to actually get there. But when COVID hit and I realized that I couldn't be sharing my music with anybody if I didn't know how to play on my own, since we were all in lockdown, I forced myself to learn to play guitar over the past, 8-9 months now. And I've been doing live shows on my own for quite some time. I think actually starting April, I was doing live shows on my own, which is really exciting for me because I hadn't done that prior. I've done live performances in front of people at venues with the band, but I haven't really done anything acoustically where I was playing on my own. So thankfully, and with a lot of hard work, I was able to start with like one song and I'd pop on someone else's live, and then got to the point where I was playing a lot of different songs and a lot of covers where I could host my own show. And then I've been doing my own show since April on Sundays at 11 Eastern called Pajama Sessions. So it'd be like I'm in bed and I have my cup of coffee and I'm just like playing some songs for people. So I've been working really hard on that mostly. But I've also just been writing a lot. I've been writing on my own a lot and with other people via Zoom since we couldn't get together. I've written a lot with some friends in Nashville and then kind of all over the country, essentially, since we've all been in lockdown and we've all been using Zoom. It's been a lot easier to write with a lot of different people that don't necessarily live in your area. So that's been really cool as well. And then just trying to figure out life in isolation and in COVID. It inspired a lot of things, which has been great, but it's also been just such a hard time for everyone in the world. So like my greatest feelings go out to those who are really suffering right now. And I find myself lucky that I don't have anybody who has died from COVID in my family or any major concerns like that. So I find myself lucky, but I do feel for those who are not as better off.
It's been a crazy time. Now I understand. I was at your show yesterday and you were talking about how you hadn't been playing. I'm thinking, every show I've been here, you've been playing. I missed the start of the story, obviously.
No, it's been kind of a crazy teaching myself and learning. And I was using applications, essentially. I haven't had a lesson, although I'd like to have some at this point because I feel like I'm at a point where I need a little bit more guidance to get to the next level. But I was using YouTube to learn songs. I was using a couple of apps, Ultimate Guitar and Fender, and anything that would teach you, Musician, I think I used for a little while, anything that would teach you kind of like the basics and then be able to put those towards learning songs. And thankfully, country music is 4 chords and a truth, so we got it.
I love it.
Anyone that can teach themselves an instrument like that is just amazing in general. I mean, to take that initiative and just do it. It's awesome.
Thank you. I feel like I didn't have a choice. If I wanted to get my music out there and play for people like all of my friends were doing, I knew it was kind of like I don't know if you can curse, but like a shit or get off the pot kind of scenario of like, you need to do this now and there are no excuses.
Oh, no, you've done an amazing job. You did it fantastic yesterday, I have to say. Absolutely
thank
fantastic.
you.
So, yeah.
Thank you.
So you've got a new single out this year, haven't you? I Should. Is that correct?
Yes.
I did the right song. Because you've got a few songs out this year. But
yeah, I released a few songs this year, which has been great. I've had the opportunity to record at home, but also down in Nashville, kind of in tandem. And just sending everything over the internet has been really helpful to get things done this year. So I do have a few songs out in 2020, but my most recent one being I Should.
Fantastic song. I love that song. Really, really, really good.
Thank you.
So, yeah, perfect. Really good. I love it. So
it's my favorite so far. I love that song. It's been kind of a pivotal song in my career, at least I feel. And I wrote it down in Nashville the last time I was in Nashville, actually, back in February, before we went on crazy lockdown. My friend Ronnie Chris and Scott Kurt, we all got together for a write in the morning, and we came up with this song.
Well, how's that feel about, the things that you should do and what people expect of you to do? Everybody's life is different, so we all do things our own way. We live our own lives. So yeah, I love that whole thing. You do it when when you want to do it rather than when you should
absolutely. Like the whole song, the impetus of it was to really just empower people to live the lives that they want to live and not feel pressured by society that they have to do this, they have to do that. You just have to be happy in life, and you just have to figure out what that is and live life the way you choose.
Yes, perfect. The perfect country song that is, isn't it? Do what you want and live by it. I love it. I also love, I have to say, Whiskey Regret. I think that's fantastic.
Thank you. That was the first song I ever did a music video for, and it was on the first EP that I ever put out back in 2018, which was amazing. And actually, funny, my cousin made me this glass, and it says Whiskey Regret, Stephanie Ryan on it. And she's just a sweetheart, but she loved that song as well. And she was like, I made you a glass. She gave it to me for Christmas last year, I think.
Oh, fantastic. That's a great idea, that is. It's a great idea.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I love it. I absolutely love it. But that is definitely, I mean, even the video, I mean, it may be a simple sort of video, but, you see the whole story running through it and everything else, which is really good. I think some videos can get a bit too, too much going on in them, where this is literally just tells the story as you're going through the relationship or whatever it is with the guy at the bar, which is really, really good. Really good. So where was that video shot?
So I shot that in Brooklyn with my friends Vero and her husband. They both shot it for me. But we did it in Brooklyn at a place called The Shanty, and they are a distillery down there. Forget the name of the whiskey, which is awful of me, but they were like a big part of being able to shoot that video because it was freezing out at the time. I think it was like early March or something like that. We shot the video, and it was still quite cold up in the north. So we did the best we could. But they were amazing, and they just had such a vision for the video, and we both kind of worked in tandem to figure out how I wanted to present it and what the storyline was going to be. And then, finding friends that would want to come on over and hang out for a little while and be on film was also fun. But that was the first music video that I have ever done, ever. The first proper, fully produced, directed video.
Okay, that's cool. You did a good job. You didn't look nervous.
Thank you.
I mean, it just sort of flowed, which is really, really cool. It must be quite nerve-wracking after. I suppose it's okay performing the songs, but in actually doing something in front of a camera where it's just you, and it must be a whole completely different experience. So, yeah.
It definitely was, but it's helped me for future videos. I put out a video for a Reason, which was the first single that I put out in 2020, and that came out in April, I think, March or April. But that song came out, and we were in lockdown. I wanted to have something, some sort of content to share with people. So I made my husband take video of me, and I was like, this is the storyline, this is what we're gonna do. So I played director and producer and all the things, and I had my husband film it. And then I edited it together in iMovie and, you know, put it out there for the world. So it kind of prepared me for that in a way. And then I just wrapped the music video for I Should, which is going to be coming out in a couple of weeks, which I'm really excited about. But that one is also fully produced by my friends at Dutch Lion. So I'm super excited to get that one out for you guys.
Looking forward to that one. Yay! That would be good. I can't wait. It's such a great song as well, so I can't wait to see what the video shows.
Thank you. It's going to be kind of similar to the Whiskey Regret thing. I like to, with my songs and with the videos, be able to tell a story, and have it be something that people can understand easily. So I basically kind of laid it out as the story of my life, and how I've chosen to live mine and, you know, make it more personal to me. That's what this song is more about. I wrote it from a very personal place. That's kind of why I say that it's more of a pivotal song in my career, because my writing style has changed over the course of not only COVID, but in the past couple of years that I've been putting out music. So it's a big deal, and I'm really excited about it. I'm excited about the story of the song. I'm excited to share the video with people. I also released a video a week or two ago, which is just an acoustic version of the song, and that's on YouTube. Go check that out if you can, guys. It's Stephanie Ryan Music on YouTube. But that's out as well, and lyric video and everything. I like to do the lyric videos too, just because when you listen to a song, you're listening to everything happening at once. The music, the lyrics, it's all like the dramatic effect in it. And sometimes you just need to be able to see the lyrics and make sure they're the right ones too.
Said,
I like to put those out too.
That's cool. That's cool. I mean, how many times do people sing songs and say the wrong lyrics because you either haven't seen it written down, or it's just what you've been hearing over, you know, in the last few years?
Absolutely. So. I find that some singers also kind of mumble when they sing words, and sometimes it's just hard to hear. So when you have more of an official, like, these are the lyrics for the song, because, you know, you go online and you can Google songs and find the lyrics, and they're not always right. So I like to put those out so people just have the right lyrics and there's no question.
Perfect. I love that. That's so good. Make sure everybody's singing your songs the right way.
Exactly. Like, here's your karaoke version, so you can learn it.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it. I love it. I love it. Yeah.
So who are some of your sheroes that, as you've been doing what you do, that you've come to love and that have inspired you to be and do and move and change? And obviously, I'm glad you mentioned that your writing I have seen your writing change a little bit, your songs from 2018, from early, and then until the ones just recently. I think that was just amazing. You can see the transformation just in the growth, and that's any artist that, you know, we look at. But so who are some of your sheroes? And
well, thank you. I'm very proud of the fact that I've gotten to a place where my music and my lyrics have become more a part of myself. I used to write with the idea in my head of, I need to write a song that people are going to connect with and that people want to hear, as opposed to telling my truth and telling my story. So I like kind of how it's flipped now. And I think that just comes with figuring out who you want to be in this industry, and, you know, finding your place and who you want to be and how you want to share it with everybody. As far as sheroes, there are so many. We could start at the beginning with all the greats: Shania Twain, Dolly Parton, all the ladies that kind of paved the way for the rest of us to be coming out now with our version of country music. I feel like the genre is very large right now. It kind of encompasses all genres in a bit of a sense. But, you know, Faith Hill, Sarah Evans, all of like the earlier 90s country, which I absolutely love. It's so much fun. And then into like the modern country, where you've got Miranda Lambert and Carly Pierce, those women, Maren Morris, Kelsey Ballerini, those girls, they're all such amazing talents in their own way, and they all have a different sound and just something that's uniquely their own. And that's something that I've taken to heart, trying to figure out who is Stephanie Ryan, even though I know who I am. But, you know, it changes and you evolve, and it's fun to explore that, especially in a musical way, since that's that's the avenue that I've chosen to live my life.
Perfect.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
That's so amazing, the growth that you just described. And yes. So out of some of your sheroes there, who, if you could talk to anyone, who would you want to talk to?
I think I've answered this in the past, and I always try to say a different answer and why, but I always kind of go back to the same person. I always pick Dolly Parton because she has just had this enormous career over so many decades, and I just feel like she is not only a singer, she's a songwriter. She's been in it for so long that not that she knows the trends, but she just has paved her own way on so many levels that she's just such an inspiration to, I think, any woman in country music who's just trying to find their way and starting out. And, you know, if you could pick somebody's brain in country, why would it not be Dolly?
Totally. I mean, how does she keep that career going for so long and still being on top and keeping the fans and still building a fan base after all
Absolutely.
these years is just an amazing feat in itself. So, yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
Who else better?
Exactly.
For one lifelong Dolly fan, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, the huge Dolly fan, totally.
I love it.
Well, if you could thank anyone for their support, and obviously more than one person, who would you want to thank for their support on your journey to where you are now, and obviously as you proceed in the future?
That's a very long list of people. I'll try to keep it short, but obviously my family for being super supportive of me following my dream and following this career, especially my parents. My mom is always one to text me after every single live that I do and every show. She's always there. So is my dad, and they're just like such big, amazing supporters of the career that I've chosen to go after. And my husband is probably my biggest fan, and he does literally everything that he can in order for me to be able to follow my dream of country music. So I couldn't thank him enough for that. I would also thank the people who helped me get into music. I've always been musical, and I've followed a music career path, I guess you could say, throughout my whole life. I started in choirs and choruses in school, doing all the plays and all that, then trying out for American Idol and Nashville Star and all the shows, trying to figure out like a way to get in the door. And unless you know people, it's kind of hard to get started, especially for somebody who at the time didn't play an instrument. So I had met over the past, 6-7 years now, one of my great friends, Elliot Lewis. He plays for Hall & Oates. He's been amazing, and he's helped me get in touch with a lot of other people. My first co-writer and producer, Kevin Titoyan and Randy Funk, they have been amazing to help me start my career, and I still work with them today. They're just awesome people. People in my band have been amazing and supportive of my career. Gosh, I'm like, who else? Because I know there's people that I'm missing. Lots of friends and family, of course. Just there's not anyone that has been like, why would you do that? They're all just like, go for it. If this is what you want to do, you should follow your dream. So everybody who's ever said that to me, thank you guys.
Okay, that's good. It's always good to have that support of people, and we've always heard, I must admit, out of all the podcasts, that the country world, a lot of the people are a lot more friendlier. They're very supportive of people coming in. So I think it's probably the best genre.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I have been welcomed with such open arms in the country world. I'm, not from Nashville. I'm not from the South. I'm actually from the New York area, not the city, and I live in Connecticut now. But I travel back and forth to Nashville as much as I can. And I just feel like the country community spreads, not just in the South, countries everywhere. It's up in Canada. It's in all different countries. You can find it in Australia, like at Keith Urban. I mean, it's everywhere, and people love it. And I don't think you have to be from one certain area to be able to follow that dream or follow that genre that you want to be part of. So I absolutely love the country community.
Perfect. You said in your show yesterday that you're moving, but you wouldn't say where.
Yes, I am moving, and I'm still not saying where. I'm going to, when we move, we're moving in a couple weeks. When we move, I'll say ish where. It's to a different state, but you always have to be careful.
Oh yeah, careful. Of course.
Where you are, where you're posting, where you are, because you just never know who's around and who's paying that much attention. So just as like a safety concern, I'm like, I'll tell you what state in 2 weeks, so like we're not going to get that close. Yeah.
I love that. That is so cool. Perfect. Yeah, you do have to be careful, especially nowadays, especially with computers, because obviously it's so easy for people just to be watching and you don't know they're watching. So yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I never, ever, ever post where I am exactly when I'm there. They'll take a photo and then I'll post it hours later, just to be safe. You never know.
Yeah, I get that. I totally understand that. Totally. Perfect. Especially this day and age that we live in. It's all a bit crazy.
Yeah, it's a little crazy.
I must admit though, I was sitting there watching yesterday and some of the questions people asked you, I was like, really? Are you single?
Yeah, that's one that happens a lot. And people ask some very strange questions.
I thought we were there for the music, not for...
Right. This isn't a dating app. We're not trying to get numbers here.
What's one of those oddball, strange questions that you've received?
Let's see. I've had people like direct message me and like, it's always, hey, beautiful, where are you from? And I'm like, where do you think I'm from? Have you looked at my page at all? Are you even following me? Like, that's my first reaction. Because it's always somebody who just wants to either chat with you or get your number or something like that. I'm like, if you can't even dig enough to know where I'm from, you probably shouldn't start this conversation. But people have asked weird things like, can you come visit? Like they're from really anywhere, and they're like, oh, would you come visit? And I'm like, maybe if I have a gig there, but like not to your home.
So it's quite crazy when you sit there and watch people and some of the things they ask. It's like, really, what are you thinking? We're here for the music.
And it's also the people who are commenting, and they'll comment like 7 times on the same picture, and like, I saw your first one. You don't have to say it 70 more times because I saw it.
Yeah.
Apparently, they missed the common sense etiquette sometime in life.
Yeah.
That's crazy. It's crazy. It must be kind of scary as well, though. I mean, you answered it perfectly. You come out and it was as if it was just a natural sort of, But I was like, I would sit there thinking, really? Why are you asking this? I mean, so,
Well, the funny thing is you don't get to see all the questions because I purposely tell people to like click that little question button at the bottom so they can send them in, because then I get to see them before they pop up on the screen, so I can like not answer certain questions.
But that's just quite funny. It's just, I don't know. I was just amazed by some of the questions. I was like, really? Why are you asking that? But
yeah, or like save it for a DM, like send it another time.
Yeah, check out this app. This app must be perfect for you.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, that's so funny. Okay. That question you just asked on, that we should put that on our new quickfire questions for next year. What's the strangest things you've been asked by a fan?
Yeah.
Just to take note of that one. Okay, so quickfire questions. Now, these are just fun and easy to answer. Maybe some things your fans don't know about you already, or they maybe do. I suppose it depends on how hardcore they really are.
Okay. I'm ready.
Okay, so early bird or night owl?
I can be both. I usually wake up pretty early because the sun rises on my side of the apartment building that we're in. So, and I don't have blackout shades. So that sun rises and I'm up. It's 6:30, it's 7 o'clock. I feel like I used to be a night owl, but after COVID hit and you couldn't go anywhere, I became like an early riser.
Beach or countryside?
I would say beach.
Favorite season?
Fall. Only because I really enjoy fall fashion. I like layers. I don't like the part of fall when it's like 90 during the day and it's 50 at night. That's not my favorite, but everything else about fall is great.
I love it. Your biggest fear?
My biggest fear. I'm almost like, do I even say it? Because God forbid some crazy person pays attention and they're like, I'm gonna scare this girl. One of my fears is like loud noises in the dark, like where you can't see. Like if I hear a loud bang and it's dark, I'll probably scream or I'll gasp in some way. Like that's scary for me.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. Favorite holiday?
I would say my birthday. That's going to be my holiday. Because, you know, a lot of the holidays are religious in a lot of ways. And not everybody celebrates everything, but everybody celebrates a birthday. I love birthdays, whether it's my own or somebody else's. I love birthdays. Celebrating those is always so fun.
You'd have to do our Christmas show then, because that's my birthday.
Well, there you go.
There you go. So you can come and celebrate my birthday with me. Perfect. Favorite favorite drink?
Whiskey.
Perfect.
I always have rye with me. Depending on the day, it's either bourbon or it's rye. Usually on the rocks. That's what I drink.
Yeah. I love it. That's the best answer ever.
Thank you.
If you were a musical, what musical would you be?
If I was a musical, does my life have to be a musical of it? Or is it just one I'd love to be in?
If you felt like this is my musical, like this is the one that would be kind of you, whether it's the whole life or just part of your personality, or like, for instance, someone said Wicked the other day. That was great. I was like, okay, yeah, because that was like their favorite.
That was one of my favorites. Yeah, that's one of my favorites. I'd probably say Rent. Because they just live these different lives there, and it shows the different lives, but then they all come together in this one thing, and I love that about that show. So I would say Rent.
I love that. Yes.
If you were a film genre, what genre would you be?
Romantic comedy. Absolutely. I love a good rom-com. And they're just easy. Like, I used to love horror films and didn't get scared with them, but then I was in my 20s, and for some reason they became more real to me. So I was like, nope, we're not doing that anymore. Romantic comedies, I'm good.
I love that. You just turn to a certain age and that's it. Everything, you realise that things, that could actually happen in my life.
Yeah, exactly. I used to watch Law and Order SVU all the time. And then it got to a point where I was having nightmares about the show. So I was like, nope, we're good. This is going to stop.
It's like a lot of things in life. You start driving, you drive fast in your 20s, and when you get to your 30s, you start thinking, it could actually kill me. Or roller coaster rides, you start seeing, the dangers. It's like, this is crazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not good. Not good getting older.
Nope.
If you could be a Disney character, what Disney character would you be?
I would be Belle, Beauty and the Beast.
My favorite.
I love her. She's just trying to get out. I feel like she's me. She is fine with her life, but she wants to get out and find something else because she's just not like everybody else. And I love that. So I definitely would pick Belle.
That's fantastic. Yeah.
If you could be a mythical creature, what creature would you be?
Mythical creature. I feel like I would be a mermaid, but the Disney princess Ariel mermaid, that version. Because I think mermaids are actually not great in mythical life. They're destructive. But if I could be the Ariel version, I'd be good.
Okay, so you don't want to sink ships. You just want them to pass by. I get it.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't want to sink them. I just I want to find a man on them. Even though I already got one, but he's got legs, so if I was a mermaid, it wouldn't work out.
I love that.
If you could have a superpower, what superpower would you want to have and why?
I feel like that's such a hard question because I would like to have a bunch of them. 3 come to mind. One would be flying because, like, who doesn't want to fly?
Of course.
2 would be being invisible. But, like, that you could just kind of turn it on and off. I wouldn't want to be invisible all the time. And then the 3rd one would be just to, like, go like that and be somewhere.
Teleportation.
Teleportation, yep.
That would be so
I just
cool.
feel like those 3, like, why wouldn't you want, if you could have any, I feel like it has to be one of those 3. Everybody wants to fly. If you could just do this and be somewhere, you could be on vacation in just a second, and it'd be amazing. It would be better if you could just hold somebody's hand and take them with you too, so you never have to be alone.
That'd be so cool. You just grab some stranger's hand. There you go. Just go.
You go, and then you're like, "You're welcome."
Yes, totally. I love that. Okay, now this is the most important question. Okay, the most important question of them all. Okay, who is your favourite CWC host? I love it.
Nope.
We are going to fool somebody into
that.
watching this. Damn it. One of these days, we will catch somebody out. There's so many
sure
times.
you will.
Oh, yeah, someone's bound to say something. They'll be like, yes. But,
or they'll like just start to say a name but catch it.
Yeah.
You'll know.
We'll know. We'll get the initials. That'd be so funny. There's so many times people are like, no, I'm not answering that question.
It's funny when they stop and think about it. That doesn't mean very much.
They start to think it's like, can't ask that question.
Yeah, because I'm sure, when you're asked a question like that, you're like, how do I politely answer this question but not pick either of them? It's either like neither or both.
Yeah, I don't like any of it. Fine, we get that one. That'd be quite funny. That would be really, really funny. So yeah, that's so cool. But no, that's cool. So you're finishing your Sunday show.
I am. Next week is going to be the last week for the Sunday shows, which I know a lot of people are upset about. I've gotten some DMs asking me why I'm doing it. And, I really want to focus more on perfecting guitar. I'm definitely not a guitarist at all by any means. I'm a singer-songwriter first, musician second. So I just really want to get better at playing guitar so that when I am doing shows, it's just that much better for everybody else. I want to be able to do shows that are longer, maybe do some Zoom concerts, but I want to take the time. And with the holidays, it gets harder and harder when you've got all the holidays, the family stuff, moving, traveling around a lot. It gets to be a little bit tough to do that. And a lot of time goes into prepping for those shows, even though they're only 20, 25 minutes every Sunday. I always try to have different content every week, so I'm not always playing the same song. So for me, it's more about quality than quantity, and I want to just make myself a better musician over the next couple of months so that when I come back, I'm like better than ever, and people are like, wow, she really can play.
That's going to be amazing. The whole new transform Stephanie. Yay. That would be great. That would be absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm excited for 2021 and what's going to be coming.
It will be, hopefully it's going to turn around and we'll be back to a bit more of a normal life than where we're at the moment, because it's obviously totally crazy.
I hope so. I know it's tough for a lot of people, and my hope for everybody is just, if we are going to be stuck in this way, embrace it a little bit and just try to make the best that you can of it. Like, learn something new, try harder at whatever it is that you're doing, and just try to make the most of the time that you have. We only have one shot on this earth, so you got to make it worth it. And if you're just going to sit like a bump on a log and be sad at home, well, give me a call, because I will just snap you out of that.
I love it. there's a whole new job there.
Yeah, a motivational
Right?
speaker here, so yeah.
Totally. We'll
I'll
be
put it on
sending
the list. Singer, songwriter, motivational speaker.
Okay, perfect. So, are you actually enjoying learning to play the guitar, or has it been a real love-hate relationship?
I would say it's love-hate. I mean, I really wanted to learn, and I wanted to learn for years, as I mentioned earlier. And it's frustrating when you're just starting to learn anything, whether it's a language or an instrument or anything like that. And you kind of have to get over that hump of, oh, I've learned a little something. And then you're like, oh, okay, victory. Now I can move to the next thing. And then you start to like acquire these little victories, and that helps so much. But then you get to a point where I am right now, where I'm like, all right, I'm like here, but I need to be here.
Yeah.
How do I do that? Because it's not happening. So for me, I'm like, I need maybe a couple of lessons just to have somebody critique how I'm playing, how I'm strumming, all those things. If they have any like tips and tricks that might be a little bit easier that I have not found in my online searches of learning guitar. But it's nice to have those little victories to keep you going and moving in the right direction of learning anything. So I would recommend to people, and I'm sure anybody who plays any type of instrument would say, play long enough where you get past that hump and you have a little victory, and then the little victories come sooner and sooner, and you just get better and better. It takes a little while and some patience, which I have a small amount of, but I mean, I did it, and I feel like if you really put your mind to it, you can do anything that you want to do. You just have to work for it.
Well done.
Yes.
That's our motivational speech of our podcast.
Yeah, we're having to do
You
trailers.
can do it.
Yeah, the trailer will be the motivational part of it.
Yeah.
That'd be so cool. That'd be so good. Well, it's been absolutely fantastic having you on the show. It's been really, really nice to speak to you.
Yes, it's been a pleasure to get
Thank
to
you
talk
guys
with
so
you.
much. It's been great meeting you guys and speaking with you, and just having this fun conversation. You know, you go into interviews and you never know what you're going to be asked. But when you have a good group, especially ladies like you who are championing other women in country music, it gives us a platform and a voice. And I can't thank you enough for allowing me to showcase myself on your platform.